Well, the drive to push Daesh out of Iraq is also gaining force. US-backed soldiers have begun shelling Daesh positions on the outskirts of Mosul. Thousands of troops are massing outside the city in preparation for a battle that could spell the end of the terror group in Iraq. Daesh members have been burning tires and oil to block the view of planes. Mosul has been under Daesh control since 2014. Let's take a closer look at the military offensive. Around 60,000 Iraqi government troops and US-backed militias are said to be taking part. Iraqi army soldiers and Shia militias will lead the attack from positions near the town of Qayyara, which lies some 50 kilometers south of Mosul. Kurdish Peshmerga forces will block Daesh terrorists from using escape routes and scan people fleeing the city. Turkish-trained fighters based at the Bashika camp will also be taking part. Despite objections from the Iraqi government, Turkey has been training fighters from Mosul and Kurdish Peshmerga units at Bashika in northern Iraq. Adding to these soldiers are US, French and British special forces who will play advisory roles and coordinate coalition airstrikes against Daesh targets. Let's speak to the journalist Campbell McDermott, who is on his way to Erbil, I believe, on the way to that front line of that war. He joins us now on the phone. Campbell, good to speak to you. I believe you are on your way to Mosul. What are you hearing in terms of what is going on in the front line and these reports that Daesh has begun burning oil?
Yes, good morning. That's right. I'm heading from Erbil now to the Gaza front line, which is not far from Bashika, which you mentioned in your report. What we're seeing at the moment is a very large build-up of troops, Iraqi security forces and Peshmerga heading to the Gaza front line, which is leading people to think that probably the operation is going to start, if not today, then the next couple of days. And as you mentioned, ISIS is deploying one of their tactics, which they use to try and thwart coalition airstrikes, which is to set oil wells on fire. That's something they did a few months ago when Qayyara was taken, and those oil wells are still burning. Whether or not it's very effective against the coalition jets is hard to say, but it may be more of a sign of their sort of desperation and preparation for this coming battle.
I listed some of the different players involved. They seem to be quite a lot of them. I mean, how are they all working together on this fight for Mosul?
I would say that a lot of the players you mentioned are uneasy allies at best. The coordination that I've seen has not been particularly close at times. The Peshmerga and the Iraqi security forces have somewhat of an uneasy relationship. But then when it comes to the Peshmerga and the Shia militias, that's even less coordination, I would say. And you mentioned as well that Baghdad is not happy about the presence of Turkish troops around Bashika.
Okay, Campbell, good to speak to you. Campbell McDermott, a journalist heading to that front line there on the phone.